Okay, so good morning, mabuhay and blessed be God forever as it is study class. Welcome back on our science class. So again, this is again Miss Class, okay, your science teacher. And before we start anything for today, let me know how are you. All right, I hope that you are having a good day despite of our workloads today. All right, so let me please remind you of our rules, especially when you are attending your science class. First, always focus. Second, listen carefully. Third, mute your microphone if you are not asked to talk to. Fourth, raise your hand if you want to ask something or you have questions. And for the fifth and last one, please always turn on your camera and okay. Now, so what's for today? Okay. So for today, all right, we're going to have, since we already finished the first lesson for the second quarter, we're going to have a review of that lesson. All right. Then afterwards, we're going to have a new lesson discussion. Okay, for science. And I think that will be a good topic for you. All right. And afterwards, we will have review activity number one and review activity number two. Okay. So I think we can now start with a review about our first lesson. Okay, so our first lesson last week is about microscope. Okay, a while ago, I asked your class, okay, to type the words that they remembered when it comes on microscope. So they type lots of words like eyepiece, arm, so the parts of the microscope, base, stage, all right, and many more. Okay, now we are going to proceed with the new lesson. Okay, so what is this new lesson? All right, so the title of the new lesson in science is Levels of Biological Organization. So what do we mean when we say levels of biological organization? Okay, so the biological levels of organization range from a single organelle all the way up to the biosphere. Okay, so there are levels. A single organelle, which is composed of aggregates of macromolecules, is the simplest level of organization for living things. So what does it mean? It means that, okay, there are levels that we need to consider when we are talking about our life or the life of organisms or living things. Okay? Okay, so now let's proceed on this table of levels of biological organization. First, we have what we call organelle or is also known as mitochondria. Okay, so it is the basic unit of life and it is composed of organelles. So later you'll know what are the other parts of the biological organization and why it is started with an organelle. Okay, so examples of these are mitochondria and chloroplasts. All right, so that is the basic unit of life. Next, we also have here cell. Okay, it is the smallest. Okay, if organelles are the basic unit of life, cell is the smallest unit of life or structure and function in a living organism. And some of its examples are muscle cells, bacterium, skin cells, animal cells, and plant cells. All of the living things, okay, have these cells. Next, we have here tissue. All right, tissue is not the one that we use to wipe our liquid or our face, okay? But instead, it is a group of similar cells carrying out similar or related function. So this tissue helps us, okay, to maintain, okay, the different parts of our body like muscle, since we have muscle tissue, skin tissue, and skeleton. Okay, so again, the first one is the organelle, second cell, and third tissue. Next. So we also have here the next level of biological organization, which is the organ. All right. So the organ is a collection of tissues grouped together performing a common function. So these are the different parts, especially the internal parts of our body, like our brain, our heart, our lungs, our stomach. Okay, so those are the organs. And after the organ, we have the organ system, wherein it consists of functionality related to the organs. So the organs, okay, is inside this organ system. Like for example, the heart is inside the circulatory system, which is one example of the organ system. All right. We also have there the lungs, which is inside the respiratory system. The stomach is inside the digestive system. So that is how the biological organization takes place. Okay? So the organ inside the organ system. Next, we have here the organism. Okay, the organism are individuals, living entity that is composed of different organ and organ systems which work together so that they can sustain life. And we are part of this organism, like humans, dogs, cat, bird, plants. Okay? So it's important, okay, to know that inside an organism, there is an organ system wherein there are organs that functions and help the organism to sustain its life. And also we have what we call population. Can you say population? All right, population are group of organisms, okay? The same species that live in the same habitat. For example, we humans live in a certain community. The fishes live under the sea. All right? So, at the same time, they are collectively called, yeah, the population. Then one of the examples are the pack of wolves, school of fishes, as what I said a while ago, the pride of lions. Okay. Their section, okay, that is a population. All right. So again, the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh level of our biological organization are organ system, organism, and population. Now let's proceed to the next or the last three. And these are first we have the community. So the community is the sum, or okay, the summage or the sum up of population of different organisms. Okay, so can you see the correlation? So first organism, population is composed of organism. Okay, and community is composed of population. So they are connected or interconnected with each other. So it is a specific area with the same environmental conditions, all right, with one another in order for each individual to live. So some examples are organism in a river or organisms in a forest, or us living in Manila, us living in a rural place. After community, we have your ecosystem. So ecosystem is consists of all the living things or living organisms in a particular area. Wherein, okay, they can live on that particular area because their needs can be seen on that particular ecosystem or environment. Like for example, the fishes lives under the sea or the pond. Okay, the wild animals on the forest. Okay, so that is ecosystem. And lastly, we have here biosphere. Can you say biosphere? Okay, biosphere is the collection of all. Okay, this is the interconnection of this biological organization of all ecosystem and the habitats on that ecosystem. All the levels of organization or biological organization is under this biosphere. Okay, and one of the best example is the surface of the earth or the earth itself. All right. So the last three are community, ecosystem, and biosphere. Okay. So let's review. Okay, before we proceed on our review activity. So what are the levels of biological organization? Again, we have first organelle or the mitochondria. Second, the cell. Third, tissue. Fourth, organ. Fifth, organ system. Sixth, organism. Seventh, population. Eight, our community. Ninth, ecosystem. And the last one, which is the whole, okay, is the biosphere. All right. Okay, so do you have questions? So if you have questions, you may message me or your advisor regarding your questions and clarification. And also, I have prepared here review activity for you to answer or help you on your review. So you can answer it on your whiteboard or a clean paper. All you need to do here is to look and identify each picture given. for each slide and write the letter of the correct name on your whiteboard or your paper. Okay, let's start. So you can pause the video if it is too fast. Okay, because there's also answers here. So first, A, is it a community, or B, an ecosystem? All right, the answer is number 2. A, community, B, ecosystem. The answer is ecosystem. Number 3, A, tissue, B, it's biosphere. Sorry for the typographical error. All right, so the answer is B, biosphere. Number 4, is it a tissue or a biosphere? So the answer is, yeah, it's the tissue. Next. So this one, is it a cell or an organelle? All right, the correct answer is organelle. Very good. How about this one? Is it a cell or an organelle? A or B? Okay, the correct answer is, yeah, it's a cell. Next, how about this one? Is it A, organ, or B, organ system? Okay, exactly. It's letter A, an organ or organs. Next number, A, organ, or B, organ system? All right, it's organ system where the organs are being placed depending on their function. Next, how about this one? A, organism, B, population. All right, good job. How about the next picture? A, organism, B, population. Of course, since you answered organism, yeah, it's population. Okay, so we also have here review activity number 2. So what you're going to do here is to just answer your review activity number 1 on pages 72 to 70. Okay, so it's up to you on how long you're going to accomplish it, but all right, I hope that you can finish it and send it to me. Okay, so how are you again? I hope that you are still fine after our lesson for today, and I hope you learned something today about our new lesson in science, which is about the levels of biological organization. Okay, so reminders, don't forget to answer your Google form link that will be sent by your advisor, and likewise the pages that you need to answer on your module for your asynchronous class tomorrow. Okay, so I think that's it. We can now say goodbye with each other as the class. So see you again next meeting, and I hope that you will have a good day. Goodbye.